Did you know that? In 2003, inside a quiet town in Denmark, the executives of the world's most iconic toy company sat in a boardroom, looking at a spreadsheet that spelled absolute doom. Lego, the company whose colorful plastic bricks had defined childhood for generations, was completely broke. They were over $800 million in debt. Sales had plummeted by 30% in a single year. Internal memos estimated that Lego was losing roughly $300,000 every single day. The company that built an empire on imagination was just weeks away from total bankruptcy. How did one of the most loved brands in human history come this close to completely vanishing? To understand the collapse, you have to look at the golden rule that Lego forgot. Founded in the 1930s by a Danish carpenter, Lego's philosophy was simple: only the best is good enough. For decades, the focus on a single, perfect interlocking brick created an unstoppable money machine. By the 1990s, Lego was in almost every playroom on Earth. But then, the world changed. The late 90s brought a massive shift in how kids played. Suddenly, computers, video games, and flashy digital toys were taking over. The executives at Lego panicked. They looked at their humble plastic brick and thought, "We are becoming obsolete." And that panic led to the mistake that almost destroyed them. Instead of focusing on what they did best, Lego decided to become everything to everyone. They started building massive, expensive theme parks. They launched their own clothing lines. They started producing complex television shows and video games. But the biggest blunder happened inside the toy box itself. Lego began ignoring its core fans and fired its veteran toy designers. In their place, they hired trendy, high-priced innovators who didn't understand the soul of the product. Suddenly, Lego stopped selling boxes of simple bricks that let kids build whatever they imagined. Instead, they started selling highly specific pre-built kits with weird characters and massive, specialized plastic parts. The number of unique Lego pieces skyrocketed from 6,000 to over 12,000. This created a manufacturing nightmare. Factories couldn't keep up, inventory costs exploded, and worse, the toys just weren't fun anymore. Kids hated them. Parents stopped buying them. By trying to innovate everything, Lego had diluted its brand to the point of irrelevance. They were bleeding cash, and the clock was ticking. Then came the turning point. In 2004, the owner of Lego did something radical. He stepped down and appointed a 35-year-old former management consultant named Jørgen Vig Knudstorp as the new CEO. He was the first outsider to run the company, and he immediately stopped the bleeding with a brutal reality check. Knudstorp's strategy wasn't to look forward into the future. It was to look backward at what made Lego great in the first place. First, he ordered a fire sale. Lego sold off 70% of its stakes in the theme parks to raise fast cash. Next, he cut the number of unique Lego pieces back down by half, forcing designers to be creative with basic bricks again. But his most brilliant move was listening to the people the previous management had ignored: the adult fans of Lego. Knudstorp realized that Lego wasn't just a toy for toddlers. It was a subculture. Lego started co-creating products with its community. They leaned hard into massive pop culture partnerships, creating deeply detailed sets for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings. They stopped trying to compete with digital media and instead used digital media to amplify the brick. The ultimate gamble paid off in 2014 with the Lego Movie. It wasn't just a hit film. It was a brilliant 90-minute commercial that reminded the entire world why they loved the simple act of building. The comeback was unprecedented. Lego didn't just survive, they conquered. By streamlining their business and remembering their core identity, they transformed back into a financial titan, eventually overtaking Mattel to become the most profitable toy company on the planet. The story of Lego proves a powerful business lesson that applies to almost every empire that has ever fallen and risen again. Innovation is vital, but if you lose sight of the one simple thing that made you great in the first place, you're just building a house of cards. Subscribe to my BizLogic channel, and you'll learn about the rise and fall of major companies.